Hello, everyone. In today's video, we are going to discuss the astrological anatomy of smoothies. For those of you that do not know me, my name is Nicole. I'm an astrologer, card reader, and life coach, and this is my channel dedicated to all of those things, plus spiritual topics in general. If you're interested in booking a reading or a coaching session with me, you may do so at my website, NicoleBrenny.com. I also offer certification course in the Cards of Truth, which you can check out at NicoleBrenny.com/classes. So if you have been watching my channel for a while, you might be confused as to why I am doing these live videos and things like that, and why the quality looks a little bit weird. But I have started a new series on my channel called Daily Astrology. And in Daily Astrology, I sign on to my live video stream every single day during the week, Monday through Friday, to discuss different astrological topics that I'm inspired by. And today we are going to be discussing the astrological anatomy of smoothies. So this is going to be a way to kind of use astrology to look into the secret magic of everyday life, to learn more about astrology and more about life itself. And I just am looking at my live video and I see that it has the wrong hashtag, so I'm going to correct that quickly. And if anyone is watching, come into the chat and say hello while I fix this little thing so that you guys have the right hashtags. I'm going to correct that with a couple things. I'm just going to put some of the planets that I'm talking about. Okay, there we go. I didn't even realize that my info box was all weird. Okay, let's see who's all here. We have Neil, Emily, Green Penguin, Amanda, and Tony. Hello, everyone. And if you're here, please give this video a thumbs up. So if you haven't already grabbed your smoothie, go and make one. I actually just got done surfing about an hour ago. And before I do these live videos, usually I have to do like a few things after surfing, like shower, make myself something to eat, put clothes on, check my email, things like that, make my thumbnail. So it's been an hour since I went surfing, but this morning was beautiful. My shoulder is getting better and it's finally healing. And so I haven't been surfing for like a week and a half or two. And in the past few days, I've been surfing every day. And today was great because the waves were really small and I have a 7-foot board, so I was able to catch a bunch of waves. I surfed for a couple of hours and now I'm here. And the first thing that the thing I was thinking about the most when I was surfing was smoothies. I was like, oh, I just really want a smoothie right now. I just was like so hungry for a smoothie that I actually could have surfed probably another hour, but the smoothie and the sunburn called me to shore. And the thing about astrology is that things aren't as simple as they look. So you don't look at a smoothie and you're like, okay, this is exactly one planet or one sign that's describing a smoothie. There are a lot of different things that go into a smoothie. So I'm wondering if anyone in the chat, if you had to guess, like overall, I think one planet is probably the planet that I think most describes a smoothie. But what would you guys think out of all of the planets would describe the smoothie the most? And people that are watching this, once it's already recorded, you can actually see all these chats so you can play along. Emily says schmovie. Yes. Okay. No one's guessing. Actually, I think there's kind of a lag between when I talk and you guys are saying things. We have the moon, we have Uranus, we have Mercury. Okay. Nice guesses. So we're going to find out if Emily, Magic Cat, or Amanda are correct. So let's first talk about what makes up a smoothie. Okay, let's go to the basics. We have fruit, typically fruit, water, and ice. Like those are my favorite kind of smoothies. And then when I was living in Minnesota, I was making smoothies that had like almond butter, almond milk, yogurt, things like this. But now that I'm here, usually we're just talking about the fruit, ice in a blender smoothie. So usually fruit and water are going to be the main things you have in a smoothie, and ice is another thing to add. Then how do you even make a smoothie? It's not like you're just sitting there chopping up the fruit, or it's not the same thing as eating the fruit itself. It requires a blender, and that blender requires electricity. So if we break up the smoothie itself into all these different parts, we have, you know, a combination of planets that's actually going to create what a smoothie actually is. So first off, fruits. So fruits themselves are more like my Jupiter. So don't worry, it's coming and I'm planning for it. I'm planning for several of them. So Jupiter is one that I'm very excited about. But Jupiter rules over fruit-bearing plants. So anything that goes under the realm of fruits is going to be related to Jupiter. And if you think about the sign of Sagittarius, Sagittarius rules falls from the heights. And I have this whole article on my blog, which is listentothestars.wordpress.com, that talks about how that Sagittarius, when your soul planet or the planet in your chart in the highest number of degrees is in the sign of Sagittarius in your 9th divisional chart, or in your Navamsha, as it's called in Vedic astrology, you could have a fall from the heights. So Sagittarius relates to a fall from the heights. And think about a fruit tree, okay? When a fruit is finally ripened, when it's at its most ripe, like we here have avocados, which is a fruit. We have avocado trees here. And when the avocado is ripe and I'm just working away at my computer, all of a sudden I'll hear a big thud and I'll walk outside and a perfectly fresh, perfectly ripe avocado will be on the ground. So when fruit is ripe, it falls to the ground. So we see this relationship between fruit and the sign of Sagittarius. And in Vedic astrology and ancient astrology, the sign of Sagittarius is ruled over by Jupiter. So Jupiter is a huge part of smoothies because it rules over that whole ripe fruit, delicious, tasty fruit aspect of smoothies. Let's see what you guys think about that. Okay, Axel is here. Hello. Green Penguin says, I don't know enough about astrology to have a guess. Well, you're here to learn, so it's exciting, right? Then we have the flavor itself. So most smoothies are going to be sweet. And then my favorite smoothies are going to be a combination of sweet and sour. So the smoothie that I made today, so my actual anatomical smoothie here is bananas. It's actually 1 banana, frozen strawberries, and pineapple, and mango. So I actually put all those things plus ice cubes, plus really cold water, and it's delicious. It's spectacular. Okay, so I like a little bit of sour in my smoothies. And sometimes I'll even make a smoothie and I'll put like a squeeze of lime juice or some orange juice, something to make it a little bit sour because I don't always like super sweet. So each of the planets actually rules over different flavors. And Venus, as some of you guys might have already seen from my makeover videos, rules over the sour taste. Okay, and even sour smell. So it rules over the sour taste. And as you can see, smoothies have a smell. Being so obvious, but so Venus rules over that sour flavor. And then our wonderful planet Jupiter rules over the sweet smell and the sweet flavor. So really, here you have a Jupiter ingredients and a Jupiter and Venus flavor. Okay. Then in general, Venus is going to rule over like natural things. Things are the closest to the natural state they possibly can be. So if you watch my Venus makeover video, I think in that video, I'm drinking a smoothie. And one of the reasons I chose to drink a smoothie in the first place is because it's very healthy. It's very natural. So Venus in general is going to rule over those kind of healthy things. Now we need to speak about ice. Ice is a cold substance. Anything that is cold constricts. Make something smaller, okay? If you want a really big visual of that, think about when you're cold and you go outside and your nipples get small. Just trying to really drive home these crazy visuals so you'll never forget that Saturn rules constriction, because anything that constricts is Saturn. So if you guys watched my Rahu makeover video, I chose a choker for Rahu because Rahu is like Saturn and Saturn constricts. So I was able to wear a choker for my Rahu makeover video. And I would have worn a choker I might have even worn a choker for my Saturn makeover video, but that was the first makeover video that I ever did. So I didn't get into as many details. So here we have Jupiter, Venus, and Saturn all blended up together. But what's that blending aspect of it? Like, what's that thing that is mincing and chopping and making it all come together? Well, that's Mars. Mars is sharp. Mars is anything that can chop. And there might be another planet that more so relates to like this whole blending together of things. And if you have any idea of what that would be, let me know. But Mars rules over that sharp, like any kind of like a knife, cutting, masticating, that would be Mars. Now, we can't use a blender without electricity. And so when I'm thinking about strictly Vedic astrology and Sun, Moon, Mars, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, there isn't really a planet that to me like really speaks about electricity as well as Uranus speaks about electricity. So here you have Jupiter and Venus, or you have Jupiter ingredients, Jupiter and Venus flavors with Saturn, blended up by Mars using the energy of Uranus. And that is more or less a smoothie. Venus is also related to liquids. Moon has the name soma, which means juice, but that's related more so to like the juices found inside of plants, like and blood. It's not, moon isn't necessarily speaking about juice like the juice of fruits, but it could have that relationship as well. I haven't really looked into that, the naming of moon in that sense. But what I would say is this is probably the planet I would say that rules smoothies the most is going to be Jupiter, but it's really kind of like a Jupiter and Venus thing. Okay. There you have it, folks. The Astrological Anatomy of a Smoothie. So why is this important? First, I'm going to check your comments. Okay. Let me see here. Yes, Venus is sweet. So someone said, Somya said, isn't Venus about sweet? Yep, Venus. Well, no. Jupiter is sweet. Venus is sour. Venus is going to be like, I think there's something about Venus being sweet-eyed. Somewhat, or I can't remember which planet that was. Let me see. I think that was Venus that has like the sweetest eyes. But it's not about flavor. The actual flavor is related to Jupiter. Okay. Amanda says, I have no clue where you're headed with this. LOL, can't wait. Okay, so the thing is that there's like no huge epiphany about this, but the great thing about knowing the rulership of different things in your life is that everything in your life has an energy. Everything in your life has a frequency. Everything in your life imparts a sort of influence on you and your own energy and your own way of being. And we have this thing in Vedic astrology called remedies, where astrologers will be like, okay, well, Jupiter is ruling your relationships and your Jupiter sucks. So I'm going to give you a Jupiter remedy. And once you wear this $8,000 gem that you're going to buy from me for $20,000, then all of your relationship problems are going to be solved. Okay. So people will go to astrologers and they'll give them these remedies. And I'm giving you an extreme version because there's a lot of amazing astrologers that give remedies in a really professional, wonderful way. But what you can do is when you really are trying to work with a specific planet, and maybe that is because you know that your Mercury is in your birth chart, or you've been told by an astrologer your Mercury is giving you problems, you can try to bring that planet into your life in a really healthy way. And so maybe if you are looking to be more creative or more, let's say Jupiter and Venus, you're looking to be more expansive about your ideas of relationships. You're looking to bring more wisdom into your relationships. You might want to start your day with a smoothie. Of course, this is kind of like this isn't a really practical way of approaching working with the planets, but it is a subconscious way of working with the planets. And it's a really simple way of working with the planets. So of course, you're not going to want to drink a smoothie every single day if that's going to work against some kind of a health issue that you have. You can't have a lot of sugar, whatever it is. But this is just one way where you could consider bringing these planets into your life. You might have if we're speaking in Western astrology terms, you might have a T-square that includes Jupiter, Venus, Mars, Uranus, and Saturn. And so by using that energy, blending that energy together, literally in a blender, creating something like this could be a way for you to use that energy. So when you start to learn how to see the astrology of your life everywhere, you will have a better idea of how to practically manage difficult energies when they're coming into your lives, either through your own birth chart and then the energy of your birth chart just kind of activating at different moments, or through transits. So we're having a difficult transit, for instance, of Venus. You know, like right now, Venus is with K2 and Pluto and Saturn. So you might want to bring Venus into your life in different healthy ways. You know, Venus with Jupiter. Venus with Jupiter isn't always easy, but Venus with Jupiter, and therefore you can incorporate that energy and use it in a more, not controlled, but in a way where you're in control of the energy, in a way where you are using that energy for something rather than letting the energy push you around, if that makes sense. Okay. So that's why it's fun. And it's also fun because when you really realize, okay, well, Jupiter rules over sweet things, and you also get to learn more about what Jupiter actually is, and you deepen your astrological knowledge base. Let me see what you guys are saying. Okay. Somya, what I'm saying is potentially you do activate these planets with smoothies. And the very interesting thing is I have Jupiter and Venus I have Jupiter and Moon together in the sign of Venus, which is Taurus. And I love smoothies. And it's in my second house of like the food that I would take in, the food that I would eat. So that to me makes a lot of sense of why I just want to eat sweet things, Jupiter all the time. And also I want to eat healthy sweet things because there's that Venus. It's in the sign of Taurus. So it's ruling over all of that energy. So you can kind of see that me drinking smoothies all the time is kind of shown in my birth chart. Which planet signifies bitter taste? I believe that is Mars. I have all my notes here so I can look it up. I have kind of a broad memory rather than like a perfectly specific. Yeah, Mars is bitter. Also, you guys, if you're really wondering about all these different things about the planets, I came up with a way where it's really easy for you to learn about the planets, every single planet, in about 25 minutes or less. I've made little makeover videos, which I put so much energy into these makeover videos. Almost every single detail in these videos that I do, from what I'm wearing to what I'm eating to the colors I'm using, all relate to the planet that I'm making the video for. So it might seem silly if you're like not interested in makeup, but it's not really about the makeup. I'm giving you a visual way of learning the planets without you even knowing you're learning about all the planets. And I go over all these things. I go over taste, I go over location, I go over every single thing that the planets rule over. And if it's not in the video, then it will be in the article that accompanies the video that's linked underneath the video, so you can learn all about the planets. And I'm going to be finishing all of the rest of the planets probably in 2019. I'm just planning one for June, and then I should be doing more. I don't know, I might do some other ones sooner, but probably June will be my next one. And then there's going to be like a series of planetary makeover videos after that I'm really, really excited about. Okay. And someone is saying some really, really random stuff. So I think I just got a bunch of random people that I do not normally have. They're saying refund now. Okay, so a bunch of random people that are not from my channel just came into the chat and are just saying crazy stuff. So this is new, but welcome to my channel, and thank you for participating and adding comments to my channel, even though they're insane comments. But if you want to entertain yourselves, you can go to my chat and you can check out all of those crazy comments. But that's really all I wanted to share with you. I just got done surfing. I was thinking about smoothies. I thought it would be fun to just take a look at the astrological anatomy of them. If you really liked this because you thought it was fun and you want me to do more planet-specific videos where I look at the astrological anatomy of something else, I think that would be cool. It's really fun for me to do. I've done a ton of research on what all the planets rule over. So I can definitely create some of those videos for you guys. And that is all that I have for today. So if you like this video or you learned something, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't yet. And everyone is absolutely being insane. There's people, okay, like literally, there are the craziest people ever in the chat. So I'm just going to ignore all the chats. And so I can't even respond to your comments right now because I think I am having a chat attack right now. So I really can't respond to any of your comments. So if you have any questions for me, I can't see them in the chat. Please just leave them in the comment section below once this video is uploaded. Again, if you're interested in my Cards of Truth class, you can sign up for that. Email me if you have any questions, hi@NicoleBrenny.com. And I will see you guys in the Maldives in June. All the information about that is below. And I'll be live again tomorrow with another video. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I apologize for the in the chat that I have no idea what people are saying, but I will go check that out now. And